Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
Break it down like this.
Hello, Internet. Gino, that Guido Grieco here again with another episode of Deep Listens. And today we've played another game with souls in its name. We've played Titan Souls, a game that is, it's got souls in the title, but it's not quite a Souls game. We'll get into it. It's complicated, but it is the prequel to Death's Door, the game we played last show. This might be the first time we've actually played two games that are related to one another in a row since I think Life is Strange. What, 7-8 years ago? Something like that? We played Life is Strange and its prequel and sequel, or its DLCs. I think that's the first time we've played an entire game all the way through, or series, kind of. Joining me, as always, to discuss all things video games, and the only person on the show who I think was around for the Life is Strange stuff, Pete Busby. How you doing, Pete?
I'm doing good. Yeah, we old dog. Just is what it is, you know? In honor of Titan Souls and this momentous occasion of us playing a prequel immediately after the sequel, I'm going to do two things I rarely do. I'm going to offer you a choice of fun facts, and those fun facts are both relevant to the discussion.
What?
Wow.
I know. So would you like a fun fact about Titan Beetles, or I guess it's not really the show, or the comic characters, the Teen Titans?
Titan Beetles.
Titan Beetles?
I was going to pick Teen Titans.
We have both?
Sure, I'll give you both.
Hey! We've been good.
So Titan Beetles, while technically not the longest beetle, because of the Hercules beetle's very long horn, are most likely the heaviest beetles. Despite that, they don't eat anything as adults. They eat all their food as larvae and then live for a few weeks as adults. But the creepy thing about Titan beetle larvae is that no one has ever seen one, despite them probably being a foot long.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So Titan beetles are like 7 inches, and they hypothesize that the larva would have to be bigger than the beetle itself. And they found holes that they think these beetles made that measured 30 centimeters long and 5 centimeters wide. I'm no metric guy, but that's pretty dang big.
So have we just never had two and just left them to their devices and then seen what hatches?
I mean, we've never seen one hatch. We've only ever seen the adults.
Wow.
Hmm.
World's full of mystery and wonder.
Full of mystery.
We look away for 2 seconds, and then there's just a fully grown one.
Yeah, just a
I don't
grown-ass
know how it
beetle.
happened.
Speaking of mystery and wonder, let's talk about the Teen Titans.
Yeah.
So, did you know in the 1980s, the Teen Titans released a very special comic book series as part of Nancy Reagan's Say No to Drug campaign?
Oh, no, I didn't, but this sounds great.
Yeah. This series was sponsored by Keebler, the cookie company.
The elves?
Okay.
Yes, exactly. But at the time Keebler released this story, Robin, the leader of the Teen Titans, was actually already licensed by Nabisco. So Robin could not appear in this series put out by Keebler, and instead they invented a new character, the Protector, who appeared pretty much only in these 3 anti-drug issues.
A protector, you say?
The Protector, yes. And I mean, obviously we know no one does drugs now because this comic series solved it.
Oh, I've now looked up the Protector. Yep. Jason Hart became the Protector to fight local drug dealers.
Yep.
He was an honorary member of the Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And he won. He beat them all.
What? He beat drugs.
Which is why we don't have drugs today.
Yep.
Wow.
Hmm.
Incredible. This is incredible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Nancy Reagan pulled out all the stops, you know?
One of many incredible things We can all be thankful to the Reagan family for these days.
Yeah.
Also, not for nothing, I just found it, but extra special bonus unsanctioned fun fact. I try not to mention politics on the podcast, as we all know. But did you know that the slogan "Make America Great Again" actually came from Reagan?
I thought it
I believe
came
that.
even earlier than that.
Oh, I don't know. I know Reagan used it. His was "Let's Make America Great Again." So a slight
Mhm.
twist.
I thought it was like a 1920s, 30s.
It
slogan.
could. Like, he might have ripped it from somebody. I just know Reagan used it.
That checks out also.
Yep.
That other voice you heard earlier is the mistress of games herself, M. Palladino. How you doing, M?
Hello, I'm doing okay. I'm a little slow today. I've had some surgery, but I'm doing fine and I'm ready to talk about this game. Before I forget, I'm going to do my plug that I do every single time we
Every
do one
time.
of these shows.
Never stops.
Every time, without fail. You can find me on the internet all over the place at GameMakerM. You can find the games that I make on itch.io/GameMakerM or whatever it is on itch, however they put their URLs. You can also find me on Blue Sky at GameMakerM. And I should have a book coming out any day now. Yay!
Does it involve
Uh,
mechs?
It does involve mechs.
Does it involve Greek mythology?
It does involve Greek mythology. I see you've done the homework.
Does it involve ladies kissing?
There might. Okay, I don't want to spoil anything, but
Sorry.
Yeah.
there may be some ladies kissing. And doing other stuff. Who knows?
I'm sold.
You'd have to read
You
it.
had me at kissing, but if there's going to be other stuff too.
Actually, I don't know if there's any kissing involved. Now that I think about it, I'll have to control F the document and see if I use the word kiss anywhere.
Control
I cannot
F,
confirm it.
Is it too late to add kissing?
They're busy doing other things.
That's fair. Like holding hands.
Yeah. Oh, the hand holding in this book is something else, I'll tell you.
Amazing. Well, I'm sure our dear listeners are sufficiently enthused. Check that out when it comes out. Follow you on social media for when that happens, probably. We'll also, maybe, an episode or two from now, we will say it's out. So look forward to that too.
Any day now.
Other plugs. You can get in touch with the show at deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com. deeplistens.libsyn.com. That's where we have our podcast hosting. You can also follow us on Blue Sky, deeplistenspodcast.bluesky.social. You can support the show on patreon.com/deeplistens. At the $1 tier, you get access to our Discord, where you can talk to the host of this show and other fans in the community. And then at the $3 tier, you get access to the OG Soncast, an anime podcast, which, Pete, you're a co-host of.
I am.
How is Welcome to the NHK?
It's good. It's good. As we said before, it's about conspiracy theories, that sort of worm your way into the brain.
Is it represented by an actual worm?
No.
That's good. I would hate to...
That'd be creepy. Yeah.
Even thinking about that upsets me. Speaking of things that upset me, I think it's time to go to the Discord and check in on the Discord report.
The Discord report. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. What upset you?
That was just a good transition. That was just good radio.
Okay.
Sorry.
There's got to be something on there,
Yeah.
I mean, let me just go to the food channel and scroll up. Oh, speaking of something that will upset other people in the future, I found another set of limited edition Oreos.
Okay, what are we talking here?
Oh,
For the 250th anniversary of this dear country, they've got a limited edition Firecracker Pop Oreo.
Oh, good Lord. Does it taste like Firecracker Pops?
I haven't opened it yet, but it's got blue raspberry, lemon, cherry flavored cream.
You haven't even tried it yet?
I saved that shit for on.
Yeah, that's content.
Cream content.
Oh,
yeah.
They live in my cupboard until I turn.
Do it live.
Exactly. Right now.
No, yeah, do it right now.
Okay, I'll go do it right now. Just tell people about the cold cheese pizza that ZP posted while I'm going to get the Oreos.
I'll have to
Uh,
pull it
do you
up. Are
know
you aware
about
of this now?
cold cheese pizza, Pete?
No, I'm as is well known. I'm not a pizza aficionado.
Apparently there is some. I think it's Pittsburgh has a cold cheese pizza.
I got no patience for Pittsburgh and their cuisine. I went to a Primanti Bros once, and I hope to never go back.
Yeah. Oh, we've also had a Stone Age sourdough pizza in the food channel. This looks like garbage. Um, this looks bad. I don't know what they put on it.
what what makes it Stone Age sourdough? Is the bread that old, or like the recipe?
I think it's a Stone Age sourdough recipe, and they made it in like not an oven, just kind of like threw some coals on the ground. It looks like.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh yeah, they have
they,
Oreos
I
too.
guess, buried it, and then they put. I don't. It looks like 4 olives and maybe like a banana peel on top of it.
I've also got
Uh,
no patience for olives. Anytime you put olives in something, oh, that is not an attractive pizza.
Oh, this
no,
is
it.
the paleo pizza. These savages, these
Yeah, it looks
monsters.
bad.
Anytime you put olives in something, it just makes everything taste like olives.
Let
What do
me.
you think is on the like? What are those?
Anchovies?
Yeah, those are
What are
anchovies.
they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pete, I just need to reframe the way you phrase that. When you put olives in something, it makes everything taste like olives.
No, yeah, there's something wrong with your inflection there.
that's a selling point to some people.
Okay,
Some people have bad opinions. You know,
olives are great.
I hope there's Pop Rocks in these Oreos.
It's okay. It says Firecracker Pop flavored cream. Now, you say that, but I've had Oreos that had Pop Rocks in them.
really,
Yeah, the Coca-Cola ones had Pop Rocks in them.
to like mimic the like sensation of drinking Coca-Cola.
Yeah, the bubbly sensation
Yeah.
that's sweeping the
Yeah.
nation.
Yeah, we've really, I haven't been convinced before this moment specifically, but we've really lost our way as a nation.
Oh, only now we're
Only
realizing
now
this.
do I realize the depths we've sunk to.
Huh.
Is it a bad thing that I had a hard time finding these because I was looking at my pile of novelty Oreos?
Yes.
Couldn't find
There
this
were
one.
too many.
There were too
What you're
many.
describing is a problem.
Okay, I'm opening up the package now. Let's get a smell.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Describe the sensory occurrences happening.
I would say it smells kind of like a Fig Newton,
Okay.
Interesting.
but cursed.
Cursed Fig Newton. Okay.
Cursed Fig
Cursed.
Newton. It's
Huh.
it's a Fig Newton, but kind of off. It's got a vanilla cookie, thank God, and then a red, white, and blue filling. Salute to the troops and our founding fathers.
Does it say that?
No, it doesn't say that. That would be very funny.
It's printed on the front of all of them.
That would be really funny.
On one side of the Oreo, it says "Salute the
Yeah.
troops." On the other side, it says "Live free or die."
Damn.
No, it doesn't actually say that. I'm lying. It just says Oreo.
Cowards.
So this is blue raspberry, lemon, and cherry flavored cream. which
Yeah,
is
so I'm gonna start
fascinating.
this by just eating it like a regular cookie. I'm
Okay.
not gonna separate. So regular cookie. Here we go.
All right, one bite.
Huh?
Okay.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That tastes exactly like a firecracker pop.
Really?
Hmm.
That is
Jesus.
distressing.
We're able to do that in a cream. Jesus. A shelf-stable cookie. We can do this.
It's vegan too. Yeah.
Jeez.
Is it vegan?
Yes.
It's artificially flavored.
Oh.
The cream's vegetable shortening.
All kind of that stuff. This is good.
Okay. I'm shocked. Honestly, shocked.
It's upsetting that it exists.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was going to be on par with the icy cereal.
Yeah, this isn't
Yeah.
as bad as the icy cereal. It's not even as bad as the Sour Patch Kid Oreos, which are in my cupboard.
You just
Somebody
left
needs
them
to
there?
talk
That
to
was
you.
months ago.
They're still there.
Somebody needs to talk to you about your Oreo purchasing habits.
I only buy the weird ones. Okay, I'm trying
You
just
should
the cream
throw
now.
away the ones you don't like.
Nope. They're there for
Okay.
punishment for later content. Don't say I never do
He's so
anything for the
stale.
show.
Open it up, Gino. I want to know if the cream itself is tricolored.
It is. There's a blue
It is.
layer, a yellow layer, a white layer, and a red layer.
Wait, is it organized horizontally or vertically?
Horizontally. You can
Okay.
see all three of the layers. And I don't think I'm a precise enough
There's
liquor
no way.
to
There's
just
no
get
way
the
they
blue
taste differently.
or the yellow. I'm gonna get the
Not
whole.
a
I'm gonna
chance.
get all of it. Here we go.
They're all the same flavor.
Oh. I just got the cream,
Mhm.
and yeah, that tastes exactly like a firecracker pop.
Right.
It's not upsetting. I like this. I shouldn't have more than like 2 because I think I'll die if I have more. But it's
Does
pretty
this
good. And the
seem
cookie?
sweeter than a normal Oreo to you?
Yes,
Okay.
it tastes sweeter than a normal Oreo. The cookie is very bland, which is good because the cream is a lot. The cookie might be like shortbread. This one, I don't even know if it's vanilla.
That would make sense.
Jeez. Okay. So there we go. Firecracker Pop Oreos. This is one of the better ones that I've had.
I'm shocked, as I said.
I know. It's not. Selena Gomez cinnamon chocolate Oreo was good. The Post Malone chocolate shortbread Oreo was also good. The blueberry pie Oreo was good. The worst Oreo I've ever had, I think, still is the Sour Patch Kids Oreo.
Yeah, sour Oreo sounds a little untoward, a little uncanny.
It's untoward, and it also has bits of Sour Patch Kid gummies in it,
Ew.
which is
Grim was that?
to quote Futurama, it's a party in your mouth, but everyone's throwing up.
Ew.
Yeah,
Well,
so this
thank
is,
you
this,
for your experiment.
this is a top tier Oreo right here. Get it now while you can.
Yeah, like the troops, we should all thank Gino for his service.
Thank you.
You're truly stronger than any U.S. Marine.
Oh man. Well, that happened, and then other stuff in the Discord. I mean, I missed some stuff while I was getting the Oreos. Did we have anything else to cover?
I don't think
No,
we had anything else. It's
talking
Pride
Zod.
Month.
It's Pride Month.
Yeah, happy Pride, everybody.
Yay! Happy Pride.
Happy Pride Month. Look, we got like we got 2 of the colors from the rainbow in this Oreo. It could be a Pride Month Oreo.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what the good people at Nabisco were intending.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what the Pride Month Oreo would taste like.
Cotton candy. Next question.
So it's just
Not
sugar.
too
Like,
easy.
cotton candy doesn't have a flavor.
I mean, I think that
Bubblegum.
it'd be some sort of rainbowy flavored thing, and I think cotton candy when I think rainbow. Right? That's what unicorn hair is made of. Cotton candy.
True.
All right. Well, without further ado, let us turn our attention to Titan Souls, the game of the moment. This game is by Acid Nerve. It is the predecessor to dang it, Death's Door, the game we played last show. Em, why don't you tell us a little bit about it since you picked it?
Titan Souls is a action adventure game that came out in 2015. It was originally a Ludum Dare game jam game. It won its jam, which was in December 2013. And originally it only had 3 Titans that you could fight, and now it has 19 of them. The whole premise is you are one little child, and you have 1 arrow. And using that arrow, you're going to kill all 20-ish of these guys. If you get hit once, you will die. but if they get hit once in their weak spot, they will die. So you have to figure out how to kill each boss. It is kind of a Souls-like in that you like get killed and then you get respawned and then you gotta run back. There are no stats. There's no level up. There's no
Grades of any kind.
yeah.
Oh, nothing.
No, nothing. It's bare bones, just your skills with firing this one little arrow. And you can also draw it back. So sometimes you're going to have to do that for solving the boss puzzle. And there are no enemies.
Draw it back as in recall it to yourself, not as in.
Yes.
Or you can also hold it to charge it, I suppose.
Hmm.
You can do both.
But you can only do that while you're standing still. So it's quite dangerous when you're in the middle of a fight. Yeah, and I think there's a plot now. Originally, there wasn't a plot, and they kind of put one in there, like retroactively.
I didn't find the plot. If there is a plot,
all right. Well,
There's a
don't-
guy that talks to you.
Yeah, there's a guy who talks to you before you kill him.
mm-hmm.
That's kind of it, though.
Yeah.
So the game, like you said, it really only has like two mechanics. You shoot the arrow. You have to hold charge to shoot, and you release. It is twin stick aiming, so you're moving with one stick, aiming with the other. You are rooted in place when you are charging to shoot. And then if you press that same button again after the arrow is out, it will draw the arrow to you. Or you can just go and pick the arrow up manually. You also have a dodge roll, and if you hold down the dodge roll button after you roll, you will run. That's it. That's really all the mechanics. There's no blocking. There's no extra weapon. There's no upgrades of any kind. So every boss fight is basically a puzzle, right? Because you have one tool to kill them. They all have a pattern that you kind of have to learn, and they have weak spot that you have to hit. And the combat varies from boss to boss because they're all one-offs. You know, there's no real expounding upon a previous enemy that gets upgraded or, you know, learning from one pattern. They're all one-offs. So what did you think, Pete, when you first got into this game and fought the first group of Titans? Did it hook you? Did the setting stand out to you? Like, what grabbed you?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who the very first one is.
There's a slime with a heart in it.
Yes.
There's a brain in an ice cube, brain freeze.
And there's the other eye one that sort of like flips over and shoots lasers.
It's a cube with an eye on one of the 6 faces.
Yeah. I mean, at the beginning, I wasn't as annoyed as I would soon become. There was one moment I'm sure we'll talk about where I hit peak annoyance that I think might have caught some of my co-hosts as well.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I was tentatively optimistic. You know, I was willing to give the game the benefit of the doubt, but it was on thin ice.
How about you?
I would say I appreciated the expansiveness of the initial setting. They do a good job setting up scope of the environment, not so much with the bosses.
How about you?
I played this game a couple of years ago for a little bit, so I sort of knew what it was going on. If I had remembered when I picked the game, I probably wouldn't have picked it. But as soon as I got in, I was like, "Oh right, we're doing this." It is it's an experience, I'll say. Very if you aren't going to like get good, to use the as the kids say, this is a brutal game for you. If you are perhaps on a time limit, as we are, this game requires a lot of patience, and it's tough. I felt immediately bad about my decision to pick this game.
So I, at first, went in and thought this game is cool. It is a cool puzzle, and it has a very, very Shadow of the Colossus aesthetic, which makes sense because Shadow of the Colossus is kind of I'm just going to fight a bunch of big enemies with my little dude. And I was like, okay, I'm interested, right? Like, I love Shadow of the Colossus. I think that's the first game we played for the podcast.
It is.
Actually.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, like, that was the first podcast game we ever played. It's just an amazing experience, both from, like, a scale of enemy for, like, the PlayStation 2 era, but also the amount of empathy that they make you feel for these colossi that you are killing is really impressive, right? It's one of the better works, one of the, I feel like, most exemplary games when it comes to using gameplay as a metaphor, right? Like,
It's a masterpiece. I mean, I'm
it
with
is.
that.
This game has the aesthetics and it has the premise, and yet it whiffs the metaphor almost entirely. And I found that pretty early on, because in Shadow of the Colossus, the very first few colossi that you're fighting are largely large, animalistic colossi that do not care about you, right? Like, until you start attacking them, they will leave you alone because they do not consider you a threat. And the act of killing them takes a while and is arduous, and it's largely sad, like melancholy, right? Like, it's like you're killing an elephant, and it meant you no harm, except what if you had to stab the elephant like 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 times to kill it, and the entire time it is bellowing in pain? That's what Shadow of the Colossus does. And so it does a very good job of making you think, am I the bad guy? This sucks. I hate killing these things, but that's what the game says. And that game also has a framing device where there's a reason for you to be doing it, right? Like, there's a girl who you seem to want to bring back from the dead, and the only way to do it is to kill these colossi. In this game, it does not bother with that scaffolding. You just get dropped into the world with an arrow, and you just go kill titans. So there's no, here's why you're doing it, right? There's no impetus for you to do it other than the game. That's all there is to do in the game. And then when you're fighting the enemies, because it's a one-hit kill in both directions, it means that you're fighting the same titan maybe a dozen times in like 5 minutes. And at no point did I feel, because every fight is a separate instance, it's not like you're having a long drawn out duel with this creature, because it's just one hit kill. I had some fights where I was just so sick of dying to this thing that I just wanted it dead, which is the opposite of what Shadow of the Colossus was trying to evoke, generally speaking. Or I killed it very quickly, in which case I had no relationship with the boss at all. I figured out the pattern quickly enough, and maybe I kill it on my second or third attempt, and then it's done, and you never go back to it. There's no story scaffolding to make you want to go back to see the previous titans. They just become inert, and you get, light spirit juice comes out of it, just like Shadow of the Colossus. So I feel like this game, it has kind of an aesthetic, kind of blocky look, similar to what Shadow of the Colossus used. It has these very empty, abandoned worlds, same that Shadow of the Colossus used. But the actual act of fighting the enemies and the pacing of those fights, because they're all puzzle fights that can be over in 20 seconds, all the tension and the emotional weight that comes from fighting the Colossi, and from other games like this, boss battle games, Ashura's Wrath's another game that kind of jumps out. Fury is a game we've played for this show before, where you're just dueling an opponent for a while, and they're talking at you and you're talking at them. This game just gets rid of all of that, all of those trappings, and I think it's to its detriment, frankly. Pete, does any of this resonate with you?
It does, and I'm glad you made the point, Gino, about sort of I don't know, maybe you didn't make this point, I'm going to make it anyway. The differing nature of sort of like difficulty across these two games. Like, this game, Titan Souls, is very difficult. We all died a whole big bunch, but it's like fast twitch difficult. It's like stressful to play. Whereas Shadow of the Colossus is not a particularly difficult game, but the challenge wasn't so much like, can I fast twitch my way away from these bosses? It's, I need to climb them, I need to navigate them, I need to interact with them as sort of these like mobile mountains. I think this sort of like fast twitch difficulty also runs counter to that idea of like majesty and scale and epicness that Shadow of the Colossus evoked. Like, I'm now looking at these things like a reaction test as opposed to a monolith I need to overcome.
Yeah. Like these are enemies that you are going to be circle strafing around trying to get a shot off. And they all have one weak point and one shot kills them, right? So like the slow agonizing deaths that the Colossi had allowed you to kind of form these little relationships with them, right? Like you felt bad. It's like it was inevitable that you were going to kill them and it sucks. You can tell that what you're doing is wrong. This game feels like you're in a quick draw duel in some ways with these creatures. And that's just it's a different sense, it's a different feel. And because of the way that the arrow mechanic works, you have to basically be stationary and you have to hold down the button long enough to draw the bow. If you're not, if you don't, the arrow, you can't even shoot. Like just pressing the button doesn't work. You have to find a window where you can stand still and shoot this thing, or shoot the arrow behind the enemy and then draw it back at them from behind, which is how you have to beat some of these bosses. It means that you're constantly moving, because you are bobbing and weaving to try and find a split second where you can hold this button down where you won't die. And that just doesn't leave you a lot of time to think about these enemies as anything other than an annoyance that needs to be killed.
Yeah, relatedly too. I mean, do you think it would make a difference if you could see them from further away? For, I don't know, let's call it like 90% of the like Titans in this game only activate, or you only really see them when you step into their designated little room. It also eliminates any like wider chance for you to think about what these things are.
Yeah, I think it is a problem. And what do you think?
Yeah. Like it seems like if there was a way to like know that there was like an enemy coming up, or a boss rather, because there aren't any enemies, and you had to like kind of deal with that like sense of, oh, something's coming, there would be more of a like just walking into a room and then you start a fight. So I can see what you're saying with there should be like something more to it, because as it is, it's just kind of we do the fight and then either I win or you win, and then we we go our separate ways, and I never come back here. And it's sad that the remnants of the boss are there, but also I've completely forgotten about it because it gives me no incentive to ever even like it doesn't even let me learn their name. There's a little like a placard that comes up whenever a boss starts to fight, but it is in like Titanese or something. And so the only way you would learn what it actually says is if you like go on the wiki and look. So it's kind of just weirdly esoteric. It really removes like the like in Shadow of the Colossus, you get the placard and it says like something about the boss, you know.
Yeah, and also like in Shadow of the Colossus, when you kill them, a statue in this main
Right.
area explodes and the world like gets darker.
Yeah, the world changes. You have
world
affected
changes.
it.
It seems like you are making the world worse with what you are doing. This game, you are walking around a pretty large environment finding these titans, but other than making new like corpses, there's no impact anywhere, you know?
Gino, correct me if I'm wrong too, but don't you, the main character, change in Shadow of the Colossus as you kill the Colossi?
Eventually, I mean, when you kill the last one, yeah, you
It's not until the very last one.
you get transformed, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I forget if you get more grip strength just for killing colossi. I know you do for like killing lizards or stuff like that. But you definitely like every time you kill one of the colossi, there's these like shadowy figures, and more of them keep showing up. The more colossi you kill, and every time you wake up after killing one, you're surrounded by these shadows. That seems bad, right? Like, seems ominous. But this game just doesn't do that. You know, like it does the spirit stuff. It does the you being consumed with light thing. And another thing that I think is one of the biggest complaints I've seen about this game online is that when you die, the thing that this takes from Souls games, I think the only thing really, other than it's difficult, and you know, people have just associated Souls with game hard. The only thing that's straight from a Souls game is the run back. So when you die to all but the final boss, you have to run back to the boss's arena afterwards. There's like a checkpoint, usually outside of the arena somewhere. These runbacks can take, 3-4 seconds. Some runbacks can take 10, 15 seconds, depending on which boss you're going through and which area. Some of the runbacks are longer than others. But this is not a game where runbacks make sense.
No, they can take longer than certain fights.
Yeah.
You lose quick enough.
The like in Dark Souls, when you do the run back, there are enemies for you to fight, and something could happen that is different in the running back portion. There's like you have to open a gate, and then you have a way to get a shortcut, but there's nothing of that sort in this one. It's just kind of a run back because they want you to do a run back.
Yeah, like in Souls games, to your point, Em, there are enemies to kill, and those enemies give you experience, and maybe you decide, oh, I'm not strong enough to beat this boss. I'm going to just farm and then level up. Or you could go someplace else. In those games, there's usually other places where you might go. If you just keep dying on a challenge, maybe you can go to another area. In this game, there are other bosses to fight, sure, but you have to kill all of them, I think you have to kill 13,
There are like
14.
3 optional ones or something.
Yeah.
There's some optional ones, but you're eventually going to have to go through most of them.
Yeah, you can't level. You can't do anything to improve your odds, short of just being better the next time.
Exactly. Right. And this is also a game where it's a puzzle fight, right? Like learning the boss, learning how it moves, learning how to manipulate it. That's the whole game. So like, why would you leave? The bosses aren't that hard to figure out. They have pretty clear gimmicks. Almost every single one of them tells you how to kill it very quickly. And it's just execution from there. So, in other games, maybe the boss has 5 phases and you don't know how to deal with phase 4, so you go do something else. Here, they die in one hit. There's not phases for most of them. There's phases on one boss in the whole game, really. And that means that just memorizing the patterns and getting the execution is kind of the only thing to do. There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah. And if you can't beat the boss, you're just shit out of luck, basically. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So might as well bash your head against it till you memorize it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which can I say when I was most annoyed?
Yes, please do.
Sure.
So there was one particular boss. I'm going to actually look up its name if I can figure it out because I was so annoyed by it.
Would you like to
What does it
describe
do?
it?
I have it.
It was Mole Quayan, I think.
Quayan.
Yes, the big lava goop.
Slime.
Can't even
looking
find
Yeah,
one.
the
this
big
thing.
lava slime. So first off, he's behind a lava waterfall, which you got to walk your ass behind. Fine, whatever. I can see the bridge goes out there. But in order to beat this dude, you need to let him eat your arrow and then realize, oh, I can still suck the arrow back to control where he goes and blow him up with his own bombs. And this took me so long to figure out. And I was so angry. I hated it. I hated every second of it.
Oh, this wasn't the one that pissed me off. The one that
No?
pissed me off was Knight El Hannon, the legendary Titan
Where
Slayer.
you have to hit his arrow.
Yeah, so you have to shoot his arrow. When you shoot his arrow, it causes his armor to drop, and then you have to shoot him. Which means you have to shoot your arrow at his arrow, recover your arrow, charge it up, and shoot it at him, and he's vulnerable for like 2 seconds. which means you functionally need to melee attack the arrow with your arrow so it doesn't fly away, and then melee attack him with your arrow. Because if you have to charge too long and shoot it too far, he will restore his armor. Which I found that to be the case with a lot of these bosses, where yes, you have a bow and an arrow, but don't shoot it at range. Just don't. Like, you're not going to hit the target. You are probably going to fire your arrow so far away that it won't be recoverable and you're going to die. You want to hold the charge button down for as little time as possible, so you just need to be melee range to these things so you can't miss. And I mean, that works, but it's just frustrating, right? Like, you're an archer and the game is punishing you for fighting at distance.
For arching.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the whole premise is you're an archer. Like, give me a sword then, if you don't want me to shoot an arrow from, downtown at things.
Downtown.
Yeah, like, anytime I missed from distance, and most of these bosses, like, do not give you clear angles if you're shooting from far away. They will, like, be frozen for a second, but if you're not at the perfect angle, it's not like you can circle strafe really fast around them or something, The chances that they land perfectly exposing a weak point when you're far away so that you can actually shoot them is not high outside of the first few bosses. So that was another just general design problem I had with the game. Like, incentivizing me to be deadly close with my bow and arrow. It's like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Did either of you have trouble just hitting targets with the bow?
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah.
No
were you
reticle.
playing on mouse or keyboard or controller?
Controller.
Control.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if I would have an easier time if I was on the keyboard.
All the wrecks I saw were like controller was the way to go. I didn't even try keyboard.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like it was really finicky because you get the 360 like direction with the arrow. So sometimes I would be aiming where I think is the correct spot, and then it would be like micro centimeters off or whatever, and then it goes like real wide or something, which was
a lot of
annoying.
these targets are small. Is what I'm saying. Like, this
And
game doesn't
moving,
give you a reticle. It doesn't show you where you're aiming. You just kind of have to, feel it out. Which again, it's a problem for hitting precise targets from far.
Yeah, I thought I remembered a setting, like somewhere in the settings, you could like make a line, like a debug line, for what direction you're aiming. And then I went and looked, and it wasn't in there. So maybe that was something else.
You imagined a more forgiving game.
Yeah.
So were there any games, Pete, that any bosses that jumped out at you as especially good?
Oh,
Ones you enjoyed?
Let me look at these excellent names yet again. Which one? There we go. Onyxia, the Serpent of the Cold Depths, was probably my favorite.
Who the fuck?
The snake.
So this one's actually in Death's Door. There's a like serpent skeleton.
Is there?
Oh.
I didn't notice a single crossover between the games, but this one was my favorite aesthetically. This was probably the only one, and I think it's because it can like disappear under the water and you sort of watch its silhouette. But this was the only one that evoked that sort of like scale and majesty that I was like sort of hoping for from the other battles.
Yeah, it's jumping out at you, and there's floating platforms you need to be on to shoot at it, and its vulnerable spot is its tail, so you kind of want to be in the water to coax it into jumping at you, and then jump up onto one of these platforms and then shoot it in the tail while it's going past. It's a cool electric serpent.
It is. It's a very cool boss, but even then you like kill it, and it's like, oh, you hit my tail, I'm dying.
Oh
like,
no.
It's just anything that you can kill with one shot just seems less cool.
Yeah. This is very like Metroid. They always have this boss. So it's nice to see. And then in actual practice, it's kind of just swimming around in circles for a while
Yeah.
until you get the right like angle. Yeah. I don't know.
And then he
I'm
jumped
looking
out
at
to
the
you.
list. I mean, I didn't. Do I have to like it or do I have to
That you found interesting. Any of
What
respect
these?
it?
about what
These?
about Gol Hevel, the murdered guardian of the second gate, Urvaneta,
Mhm.
the poisonous flower, or Obello, the malformed hallucinogenic fungus?
Yeah.
All classics.
Obello I killed almost by accident.
Killed Obello pretty fast. That was one where it's
Yeah.
just like bouncing up and down, and then if it happens to land and stop when it's facing its weak point to you, you just kill it immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the names are just so wild to me, though.
I liked
Um,
Avarice, the manifestation of greed. It's a mimic.
Mimic.
I didn't even
Um,
find that one.
and that one also you can kill in like my
It's an
victory
annoying
was
one
like
to
5 seconds.
You
It
have
because
to
it
like hit its. It has like some like column or something that's down that you have to hit to open its like secret dungeon.
yeah, finding the dungeon was
Uh,
the harder part. But the
Yeah.
mimic, it once you start fighting it, it like jumps at you twice and then it vanishes, appears right next to you and tries to eat you. And you just need to shoot into the chest to kill
Mhm.
it. And so just turn around and pop it very fast.
Yep.
There was one.
There's
Go
the
ahead.
Yeti,
Yeah,
which
Death's Door.
I don't like, but I respect. Yeah, we saw almost exactly the same move pool in Death's Door. The Yeti has a weak point on its butt, and then you kind of just have to not get hit by anything, and then draw your arrow back so it passes through the ass. um, and I couldn't manage it. I gave up on that one, and
That one,
then
I found that I just let it do its rolling attack 3 times, and then
right.
it stands still for a second. So I just
Mhm.
kind of tried to manipulate where it was gonna land after it did its third pass, and then
Mhm.
it kind of always lands in the same spot. A lot of these are because it's the exact same pattern every fight. You can learn like, okay, if I literally stand in this section of the map, it's always going to move here. The boss will always move here, which means I have a second, to shoot it.
Mhm.
9 times out of 10, it
Yep.
becomes very memorization, all the
You
pattern
know,
sort of stuff.
Right.
you can cheese a lot of them pretty
Mhm.
easily. I just looked it up for my own edification. But the like speed running record is the fastest time ever is 11 minutes and 33 seconds.
It checks out.
Yeah,
I'll
which
believe that.
I respected Stratus, Child of the Mountain and Sky. It's got
Mhm.
like some weird teeth, and it shoots like it causes a tower
me
to
too.
pop up on the screen and then shoot ice at you. So you need to get it to shoot itself with the ice, and that breaks its teeth, and then you can shoot through the gap in the teeth. That's a fun one.
It's too much thinking, I can't unravel all these mysteries,
It wasn't fun to fight, but I was like, this is at least different than some of
It
the.
was.
There's a lot of them where it's like, here's a big thing that's spinning, and you need to hit the
Mhm.
backside of it.
Yeah,
Sometimes
hit the
the thing that
glowy bit.
yeah, hit the glowy bit, and sometimes the big thing that's spinning always faces you, and so you need to shoot behind it and then recall the arrow. Sometimes it tires out after spinning too long. I would say that maybe a quarter of these fights are that exact thing.
Mhm.
Which is another problem with this game is like I don't think there's enough designs for 19 bosses. Some of them
Yeah.
are just the same fight with a different character model and a slightly different timing on when the spinning stops.
Yeah, or like one's a sphere instead of a cube, so it rolls slightly smoother.
Yeah. Or this one has like spiky arms that protect its weak point, and it's irregular in shape, so it's harder to shoot. Like there's a couple that are just here's a big stationary thing that is protecting its weak point, and you just need to figure out what the mechanic is for getting it to expose its weak point. There's at least 3 of those fights. Yeah,
There was one singular puzzle
yeah.
or variety, I suppose, where you had to shoot some fire arrows to open up
Yeah.
a dungeon.
Mhm.
There's that one puzzle that they then did again in Death's Door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
And then
fix was not broke.
Yeah. And then there is one quote unquote, I guess, pacifist enemy. Like there's a giant Titan that talks to you and tries to give story like, you're here to kill us, human, but it's bad. You shouldn't. It's bad. Then he doesn't fight back. You just kill him.
Yeah, it's very sort of like Nietzschean. As you kill monsters, lest you become a monster. Which is, it's really sort of the direction the game goes in. Not to spoil a, very minimally story ending.
And I guess that's what they're getting at with Knight Elhanan, legendary Titan Slayer. Like he's got an arrow like you do. He seems kind of vaguely humanish. And then the final boss is the Soul, which is it's a Dark Link situation.
Yep.
Fight yourself.
Yep.
Did both of you win the fight against yourself?
Oh, I mean,
I didn't get that far.
You gotta fight yourself every day. You never win that fight.
I
But
fought
yes,
myself
I did.
to play this game more.
I did beat Shadow Link.
I found that fight to be the most annoying because you need to let your shadow version shoot at you twice before it's even vulnerable.
And the window's very tight on that one.
It is. It's super tight. At a certain point, I just looked up. Why can't I shoot this dude? Because I shot him a couple of times and it didn't kill him. And I was like, what? That's the whole rule. That's the gimmick.
I shot him.
And you need to let him shoot you twice. Otherwise, he's not even vulnerable. So at that point, it was just me trying over and over again to hit it in that very tight window.
Gino, did you reach the secret boss?
I did. I fought Truth, the secret boss, which, let me just say, you know that they know that the run back is bad because the secret boss doesn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
It does, though. One thing I thought was funny is it makes you watch the credits twice.
It does.
Gotta watch the whole credits.
So you watch all the credits, you fight Truth, and if you beat Truth, you watch the credits again.
I hadn't killed every Titan before I got to the Soul. You don't need to kill them all before you get to the Soul. So I went back, killed all the rest of them, and fought Truth. And that's a 3-stage fight. The first stage is very easy by this game's standards. It's just like 2 wheels. One rolls horizontally at you, then one rolls vertically, and then you have a very tight window to shoot the one that rolled horizontally. But that's another one where you're just kind of on a big square platform. So I found the spot to stand where I would always end up with my roll leaving me right where I needed to be to shoot. Just memorized how it landed. Second phase is like 2 rings shooting sperm at each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
And some of the sperm have mouths and they'll kill you. And one of the sperm has an eye, and you shoot that one, and that's the vulnerable point. And the third one, that sperm you shot grows legs and becomes a spider that shoots laser beams at you, and you have to shoot it while it's charging its laser beam. That's
and
it.
If you beat them all,
it looks sick.
Yeah.
I wish the other ones looked like this.
Yeah, I wish any of the other ones looked this good. Yeah.
And if you beat them all, you yourself become Truth.
Damn.
If only I knew what Truth was, or any of the setting, or
how it interacts with the world, if at all.
If there are any consequences to any of this.
Why I would want to be Truth.
Or not be
If
Truth.
you had finished the secret ending of Death's Door, you would know that.
When did Death's Door come out?
4 years later.
Yeah.
So 2021. So I only have to wait 6 years.
7 years later.
The game.
What did we find out, Em? Is the secret boss of Death's Door like your character from Titan Souls or something?
I don't remember. Let me look. Hold on.
It's made a real big impact, obviously.
I didn't do the secret boss in Death's Door.
Okay, I was thinking you knew, but it would be even funnier if there's no relation between.
You
these
said
two.
it. I mean, in our defense, you said it exactly like you knew.
That's true. Connection. Spoilers don't read if not 100% finished.
I'm 100% finished with Titan Souls. Trust me.
Uh-huh. Blah, blah. The truth ending explicitly tells you that Death's Door is a sequel to Titan Souls, both games made by Acid Nerve. After the protagonist of Titan Souls opened the first door, Truth was set free, the tower where it was collapsed, and the first Lord of Doors used the fragments of the first door to create Death's Door and seal death behind it, then sent the Grey Crow to reap the soul of the protagonist of Titan Souls, but their soul was lost in the Aether, so it was an impossible task. All this time, Truth was stuck in the ruins of the tower, and now that Death is free once again, it uses the Crow as a vessel. Does that make any sense?
Nope.
No, that was all
Nope.
gibberish.
Yep.
We
Thank
played
you,
both games, so
Reddit
I
user Ratchet96. It was useless.
That was a very ratchet ass answer.
It was.
So that's Titan
yeah.
Souls. Is there anything else that y'all want to cover? Because I think I've said my piece on. Pete, how long did you get your actual stats? How long did it take you?
I forget how long it took me. I was around like 240 deaths, I think.
Okay, I was 2 hours and 39 minutes runtime, 19 kills, 203 deaths.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and I also calculated if every run back was 7 seconds, just multiply 7 seconds by that number of deaths. I spent 23 minutes of that total run just running back.
Damn.
So in a 2 hour 39 minute run, that's significant. That's a lot of time just on run backs. And one other thing I guess we should say is, like you said, Em, this was a Ludum Dare game. Yes. This is a game that
I'm sorry to interrupt, Gino, but I wanted to interrupt Em when she said it in the first place. Is it Ludum Dare or Ludum Dare?
I've heard it pronounced Dare, but I bet it's Dare.
Well, because Ludum's Latin. And that would be
Yeah.
like to give games, I think, be Ludum Dare.
There is a pronunciation thing here, but I don't know how to read it.
Yeah, me neither, actually.
I think it's Dare is probably correct, but
Right.
Dare.
Yeah,
is
I'm
how
just
I've
being
heard it pronounced.
pedantic.
No, you're
I'm
fine.
curious.
It's a 1 day game jam is basically its whole thing. Makes up out a day. I bet that this game killed as a game jam.
It won. Oh, you know what the theme was for this this jam?
What?
It was you only get one. So that's why you only have one arrow, and if you get hit, you die. Because you only have one hit.
Hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a game that I bet its PAX demo crushed. I bet Ludum Dare crushed, because the concept is very, very strong, and the issues with it will not become apparent in a 10-minute play session.
Right. You got to actually get into the meat of it to figure out it doesn't hold up to scrutiny.
Yeah, you got to get a few runbacks in, and then you get furious.
Yeah, if you can get up and then go get a slushy or something and do something else, and then have a good time with your friends, it's not the same as just grinding this game. And you also, all of the parts where you're wandering around this ancient ruin and it's empty except for the boss arenas, you won't care if you're at a demo or a Ludum Dare. You're not going to care that it's a giant empty world. But when you play it and you're like, oh, wait, you did like a Lost Woods style section where I step off the screen and then I'm back at the start again unless I follow the right pattern. Why would you do this in this game?
Yeah.
What end?
Purpose does this serve? It doesn't serve a purpose. I guess it had pretty well regarded. What was it? Hold on, let me find it. The game placed first in the categories overall jam, audio jam, and mood jam. So the mood was a selling point in the original game jam. So they're like, we're going to get real moody with this one. Which is the only reason I could think to go to such lengths to make this world and then put nothing in it.
Yeah, I think that this is a game. It implies more story than it has, and it really wants you to go do the legwork to fill in the gaps for it. And if you're willing to, I think that's pretty cool. This is also a game I think you go put in front of someone pretty fast and see if they like it. You know, it's a fun game to show someone,
Mhm.
I would guess,
It's
and
a
watch
good
someone else play.
yeah, it's a good playtest game because you would be like, all right, we're doing the cube this time, and then you just give someone the game to playtest, and then they fight the cube for however long it takes to beat, and then they don't have to worry about the context that it's in, um, because you also haven't thought about the context that it's in,
Hmm.
and people like doing that, and it playtests well, and then when it's actually put all together, it you know 7 out of 10, I would say.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
it's interesting. Another interesting thing, just comparing this with Death's Door, is I remember your big complaint with Death's Door is these enemy rushes. Where,
Yeah,
hey, we're just gonna fight 30 enemies of the common enemies, and that's what we got. This is a game with none of that. It is
it's so
nothing but
funny.
bespoke boss fights.
Hmm. They
And
heard my complaints and were like, "All right, you don't like them? All right, we're taking them out."
I guess
I
you're
was
gonna
thinking
fight.
about 7 years in the past.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't like the giant face guy? Okay, fine. I guess you're just gonna fight 7 crows.
Can I tell you? Hold on, real quick, before we get
Sure.
off the topic. Uh, the I knew what the trick was for some of these bosses, and then when I would do it, such as in the case of the giant face guy, it just didn't fucking work. So I would know that the weak spot is on the back of the giant face guy, and so I would fire my arrow, and then I would know, all right, once he's turned around and firing at me is when I recall it, and then it kind of just got stuck on its back, and it didn't actually kill the boss. I was like, I think if your game is relying on this sort of thing, it should not work.
Yeah, the windows
Please
are
make sure it
right.
work.
I was so like in the Discord when I was playing this, I was saying this game feels like you are executing incredible skill to then get a random die roll to see if the boss will die.
Hmm.
And you have to execute with precision, otherwise you don't even get the opportunity to shoot them right in the back
Right.
or in the weak point. But if you do everything right, you could just be off by a slight amount. The
Yep.
boss could start moving slightly in a weird way where its weak point isn't exposed anymore. And
Your angle is just slightly off, and so it doesn't touch. Yeah.
exactly. And because that happens so routinely, I'm sure if you truly memorized every single element of these bosses, you can get it down to a science because you just
Mhm.
manipulate them to always be in the right spot to get shot. But if you're playing it straight up and you're not dedicating hours and hours and hours to this game, it feels like die rolls. And the way that I mitigated the die rolls was by being point fucking blank for a lot of these kills. And that's, again, like I said, it just contradicts. This is a game that I want to love. Like, I think it's such a clever design. I think it's such a clever execution too. Like it looks like it should be so much better than it is to play. And I would love to see another game attempt this with
Hmm.
a little bit more polish, and maybe a little bit more enemy variety. Maybe give you more of a tool set. Like I don't think you have to be so simplistic with the weapon set. Um, Look, I think if you just had a different weapon set, you could just unlock a bunch of different designs.
Yeah.
No, straight up. Like there's no, you can't do a block something back at the enemy because you don't have a shield. You can't, you don't have a hook shot. You don't have a teleport. You don't have many mobility options. So the fights just, a lot of them feel the same. And I think if you took this exact idea, gave a few more tools, maybe either make there be a reason for a run back or don't do a run back, just do a series of boss arenas, just jump straight from one to the next. I think you could make this game excellent. This is a game that I hope someone does again, basically, and
Yeah.
it inspires something better.
I I have one more question.
Mhm.
Uh, does playing this game help or hurt our opinion of Death's Door?
You go first.
I don't think it affects mine one way or
Okay.
another. I also don't know that I could tell you. The only reason I know who makes the games we play is because y'all mention them on the podcast.
Yeah, that's fair.
The author has always been dead to Pete.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they're different enough that it doesn't really affect my opinion one way or the other.
Mhm. I will say it shows growth on the part of the developer.
Sure.
Like they definitely solve some of the problems of Titan Souls in Death's Door. Made some new ones, which happens. So I don't know. I was just interested in if it had any bearing or not.
Yeah,
So it sounds like not.
it was nice to see that the fundamentals of movement and responsiveness that are in Titan Souls, at least when it comes to moving your character, are there in Death's Door also. I think that they probably learned that just having the arrow is not fun. And so they made it a more traditional melee combat system with the magic as well.
Yep.
I think they took the problem of lack of variety and the designs we like to make just don't lend to shooting a thing with an arrow. So I see they held on to some things that I think really worked in the original game, and some of their designs, their more puzzly designs from Titan Souls, the ones that show up in Death's Door, I think are quite good. Oh, another link between Death's Door and Titan Souls is the armor that the
Right.
Titan Slayer, Knight Elhanan, that is the armor that the Frog King is wearing in
Yeah.
Death's Door.
That's interesting.
Yeah. There are a lot of little homages in Death's Door back to
Mhm.
Titan Souls. Like the worm or the sea serpent thing is like on a spit. Like the bones are there. There's a lot of little things if you go back to Death's Door. But it's like small enough that it's not a huge oh, you gotta see all the ways that Death's Door is connected to Titan Souls.
Nah.
It's just
No, you
neat.
don't. Super don't. And if you're gonna play one, I would recommend playing Death's Door.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play one S at Nerve game. They got better at making games.
Yep.
All right, I think that does it for Titan Souls. Any final thoughts, Pete?
No, I think we covered it. A game that does a lot of interesting things, but is deeply flawed in a lot of ways.
How about you, Em?
Definitely a relic of its time. I think 10 years ago probably was a banger. We have much less patience for this sort of thing now.
Yeah, this is definitely something. When I mentioned it on the Discord, it's got a run back. A bunch of people were like, "Yeah, 10 years ago, every game had run backs."
Even if they didn't need it.
As was the fashion of the time.
Yep.
All right. Well, it is my turn to pick next, and I have 3 zeitgeisty games for you to pick between. I'm going to describe them as such. We have a story game that is in the zeitgeist, a 3D platformer that is in the zeitgeist, and a Zelda-like that is in the zeitgeist.
How many Ds is the Zelda like?
What do you mean Ds?
These.
Is it 2D or 3D?
Two dimensions. 2 dimensions.
And how about I narrow it down to 2, and you make the final determination?
No, Gino already revealed what the trick was, and I know that 2 of them are bombs and 1 of them is good.
Oh, all right.
I don't think that 2 of them are bombs.
I think
one of them is probably a bomb.
Yeah. A
Okay,
bomb and a half.
I don't want to play the 3D platformer.
Okay, you've avoided the bomb. That was Bubsy 4D.
You want to play Bubsy 4D? I could mod it to make Bubsy a trans woman.
I mean, I'm more interested all of a sudden, but no, still not particularly.
Okay, then you know the 2 that are remaining. Which would you like to pick?
What? Why are you? What? I can't. I know what the good one is.
Oh, I think both of them might be good. That's why I put all three of these
Alright.
down. I put Bubsy there because it's by Fabraz, who makes good games, good platformers, but this one reviewed bad, and I don't understand why. And so I wanted to see.
I don't understand why it's
Oopsie 40
advertised.
is also like 2 hours. So
That seems to be the problem people have with it, but I wanted to at least play it to see if that was the entirety of the
Is
problem
that
people
too
had.
short or too long?
Too
too
short.
short, I think.
I feel like that's enough time to spend with the world's most infamous wisecracking bobcat.
Yeah,
think
that's fair.
I wanted to
Um,
say. They say it's the good Bubsy game.
well, finally they made a good one. I'm gonna pick the one that I want to play. I want to play. I don't remember how you prefaced it, but I know what
Zelda-like?
the.
Is it the Zelda
Yeah,
like?
it's the Zelda-like.
Okay, we're playing Mina the Hollower.
Yay!
Oh,
A game that was in development for like a decade by the people who made Shovel Knight, and just came out last week.
oh, nice.
This was
And
on my wish list.
is reviewing very strongly. The
I like
other
how it
game,
looks.
just in case you were wondering, is Mixtape, which is a story-based game that seemed Life is Strangey.
Oh, okay.
I'll
I
probably
think-
pick that at some point.
I support your
Yeah.
your choice, Em.
Thank
It
you,
would be
Pete.
very funny to pick Mixtape because it's a game that's unstreamable.
Yeah,
'Cause it has,
there's music. It's very important to the structure of it, and you cannot stream any of that music, so they just cut it out.
yeah, so that would have been funny. But okay, next up we're playing Mina the Hollower. We are maximum zeitgeist. We're being topical. Look at us.
Yippee! I'm ready.
Yeah, this game apparently is excellent, so I'm looking forward to it. All
People
right,
on the Discord really like it.
Nice.
we'll see. All right, thank you, Pete.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, M.
Thank you. Next time I pick a game, I'm gonna actually think about it before I pick the game.
Hey, it was a good discussion, if nothing else.
Yeah. We had fun talking about it.
We did.
You did.
I hope you did too, listener.
And thank you, dear listener. Reminder, you can get in touch with the show, deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com. That's our email address. deeplistens.libsyn.com. That's where we host the show. Deep Listens Podcast at bluesky.social. That's our social media. And you can support the show on patreon.com/deeplistens. Till next time, peace.